So Rick Moranis was interviewed recently, and it was exciting for someone like me who really enjoyed his work back in the 80s and the 90s. He was a hilarious guy, very good actor, and kind of disappeared for a while because unfortunately his wife passed away in the mid-late 90s, and he kind of didn't retire from acting, but he took quite a few steps back in order to look after his kids, which is obviously very commendable and the right thing to do. So he was being interviewed, and one thing that was brought up was the new Ghostbusters reboot and how a bunch of the old actors from the original Ghostbusters are having little cameos in it. He was offered to have a cameo in it, and he turned it down. And he said the reason why was he felt it didn't make any sense. He's like, that's something I did 30 years ago. Why would I come in and shoot something for a day for something I did 30 years ago? Which, I mean, the whole point of a cameo is just to sort of like do like a little wink and nod and pay homage. If he feels it's a waste of time, that's his prerogative. I would love to see him in more stuff. He has said that he is going to continue to be picky with what he chooses to do. He said he wants to get back into things a little more now that his kids are grown up, but he's still going to be picky because it's worked for him so far. And I mean, I would love to see more of him, but if he doesn't want to do the Ghostbusters cameo, then who am I to argue? But Rick Moranis, I speak on behalf of a ton of people. We'd love to see you in more stuff. So I'm not sure how many people are super familiar in terms of like household name with the name John Boyega just yet. He is going to be in the new Star Wars movies. He's been in some other things, Attack the Block, the 24 miniseries. He'll be playing Finn in the new Star Wars, and he is probably going to become a big, big star seemingly overnight just because of how big this movie is going to be and the fact that he's going to be the lead role and he's a great actor. So in order to prep for how his life is going to change, he has sort of been taken under the wing by an actor who knows very much what it's like to sort of get famous very quickly and how to handle the fame and know what to do, like the good choices versus the bad choices. And that is none other than Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. apparently has begun mentoring John Boyega, and John Boyega is like, this is invaluable information I'm getting because he's teaching me the importance of what choices you make. And I really don't think you could find a better guy than Robert Downey Jr. Because one, he was a big star back in the day. He made a ton of horrible mistakes and decisions, mostly involving alcohol and drugs. He has cleaned himself up since then, and now is one of the biggest stars on the planet. And he's gone through everything. And I think if you got a guy like him in your corner sort of coaching you and being like, here's what you should do, what you shouldn't do, then hopefully John Boyega avoids those pitfalls. Because this dude's super young. He's like 23 years old, so his whole life's going to change. And when you're that young, and you're going to have this much money and this much fame, you're obviously going to make a couple stupid decisions every now and then. But hopefully he does not go down the destructive road Robert Downey Jr. went down, but can sort of skip all that and get to the Iron Man, Avenger, Robert Downey Jr., and then they'll all be happy. Movie I reviewed this week is Pan. It was very interesting to see this take where Captain Hook, before he was Captain, and Peter are friends and working together. It was a movie that had a lot of good magical moments. I feel like I was probably too old for this age demographic. I remember when Hook came out when I was younger. Critics and adults didn't really seem to like it, but kids loved it. So kids might really enjoy this movie, but I feel it doesn't quite consistently work enough to really give it like a full endorsement. So even though it has some magical moments and I think kids will love it, I have to give it 1 ticket stub out of 3. Thank you so much for watching Hip Hop and Movie News, and keep sending in those 15-second film reenactments. This week it comes from Marquitos Colorican. It's a great name. See you next week.
Okay, we're in the middle of the storm now. When the twister is close enough, we let the device go. I don't know its freaking name, just let it go! In case I don't make this, I hope they make a movie out of this and they put my face on McDonald's cups, you know. Just...